Here's another example from that extra practice work on Schoology. It's similar to the last problem I just did. We're going to start out by trying to find the limit as x approaches 0 from the right of this function where we have an exponent of x, which is a variable. So we're going to rewrite this as limit as x approaches 0 from the right. And we're going to say f of x equal 3x to the x. And again, just like in the previous problem, we're going to divide by 3, and we're going to do the natural log of each side. So I'm going to get f of x over 3, and I'm doing the natural log of this, equals the natural log of x to the x power. Remember, we're still doing limit as x approaches 0 from the right. Now, keep in mind, whatever limit then we find on this side, so whatever limit we find is for the natural log of this. We have to go back and do some work right at the end. Let's bring the x to the front, so we end up with x natural log x. We can write, we can write this x as 1 over x to the negative 1 times natural log x. So we can write this as natural log x over x to the negative 1. And then from there we can go and we can say that this, if we do L'Hopital's rule, let's go ahead and write that in there, L'Hopital's rule. So I'm going to do the derivative of the top over the derivative of the bottom. When I do the derivative of the top, 1 over x, derivative of the bottom, negative 1 comes to the front, subtract 1, so I end up with negative 1 over x squared. Everybody should see that. Negative 1 comes to the front, subtract the 1, that's x to the negative 2 now. Bring that to the bottom, you get negative 1 over x squared. So then, go back to the top. I'm flipping and multiplying here, so 1 over x times negative x squared over 1. And I end up with negative x squared over x, which ends up being negative x. Now remember, I'm trying to find the limit as x approaches 0 from the right. I plug in 0, end up with negative 0, which is 0. So my natural log of f of x over 3, its limit is 0. But I want to know what the natural log of f of x, or not the natural log, the limit of f of x is. So I need to write natural log f of x over 3. So let's write this limit as x approaches 0 from the right of this function equals 0. And then I do e to the natural log f of x over 3 equals e to the 0 power. But you know, e to the 0 power is 1. So 1 equals f of x over 3 multiplied by 3, f of x equals 3. So my limit for the f of x function as x approaches 0 from the right is 3.